Hi YouTube. This is the third time I've tried recording this video. So it started out as an unboxing, then it was kind of a flip through. Then my wife called and interrupted the second video. So now we're doing a third video, and hopefully no one calls me and interrupts the recording. So going over this again, this is the RuneQuest Glorantha slipcase set, which comes with basically everything you need as a referee to run your group in Glorantha using the RuneQuest system. And RuneQuest is powered by the basic role-playing system, which also powers Call of Cthulhu and King Arthur Pendragon and other games. It's my favorite rule system. It makes a lot of sense. It's really light and simple. Some people may haggle with that because the combat is deadly and a little bit crunchy, but it's very logical. What I like about RuneQuest is that it's a skill-based system. The way you get better at a skill is by using it. It's really great, but what you get in this slipcase setting is the player's handbook, which is right here. That's the cover. It's the same on the side as the slipcase. You get the bestiary or bestiary. In addition to it, you get a Game Master shield and some maps and a couple adventures to get you started. And I believe all in this is $100 at chaosium.com. I actually own 2 copies of the Player's Handbook. I own a copy just like this because I love this cover. Then I own the fancy collector's edition. If you buy the PDFs when these books prior to coming out, they sent you a coupon towards the hardcovers for the cost of the PDFs. But all in, it's $100. Gets you everything you need. The books are full color, full color hardcovers. They come with these really nice ribbons for keeping your place. The art is great. The production value is fantastic. If you've never played RuneQuest, like I said earlier, it's a skill-based, percentile-based system. The higher percent, the better you are in a skill. You're trying to roll under or meet a skill. So if you have a 75 in a skill, you're going to hit pretty often. If you have 25, you're not going to hit that often or succeed that often. The Glorantha setting is a Bronze Age mythological high fantasy setting. Think of Clash of the Titans, the old Ray Harryhausen movies. Greek, Roman mythology. It's a cool setting. What I like really about Glorantha is why it has some seriousness. Greg Stafford, the creator of it, also included some silliness and funny. One of the playable races, and you can see it right there, is a duck. It's actually my favorite fantasy race. There's a baboon. So you have all these different fantasy setting races you can play your characters as, but the world makes a lot of sense. There's a deep history to it. Magic is everywhere. And I'm really hoping with products like this that folks that got started with 5th edition, which is a great system and all that. I'm not a big Dungeons & Dragons fan. I got started with the AD&D, but something I've noticed recently is back in the 90s, people got started playing MMOs, and they would play a bunch of different massively multiplayer online games. Ultima Online may have been their first, or Asheron's Call, or EverQuest, or The Realm, or Meridian 59. And they jumped back and forth to all these new games from Anarchy Online, Shadowbane, Horizons, the Conan MMO, all these different games. And then World of Warcraft came around, and it blew up the industry. And you had millions of people that started playing MMOs with World of Warcraft. But what happened is, when they stopped playing World of Warcraft, they didn't play a different game. Or while they were playing World of Warcraft, they didn't pick up a different game. They didn't pick up Warhammer Online or Lord of the Rings Online. They just played World of Warcraft. And what I think's happening right now with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is a lot of these 20-somethings that got started playing World of Warcraft 10 years ago when they were teenagers are now playing Dungeons & Dragons. But they're not going to pick up another game. Because I'm not seeing what happened in the 70s and early 80s with Dungeons and Dragons that kind of lifted everybody up. What I'm seeing is people play Dungeons and Dragons and that's it. So one thing I want to do with my channel is highlight games that are different from Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not saying better or worse, just different. Because everybody's going to have their taste, right? That's why they make chocolate and vanilla. But I really hope I can get folks that got started with D&D 5th edition or came back to D&D 5th edition. I want them to try different games. Because one of the ways you really increase diversity and expand the hobby is by trying different settings and different games. Because again, someone may not like D&D the way D&D does things. I don't like the way D&D does things. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't like the way Wizards of the Coast has managed D&D from a philosophical level, from what Dungeons & Dragons originally started out to being what they're turning it in today. But there's so many other different games out there that allow you to have a lot of fun running a world and creating characters that can make impactful decisions in those worlds. And I think RuneQuest is really great at it. There's some bunch of RuneQuest Glorantha unboxings going on because these just came out. I ordered mine last week. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday I did the order. And I'm in Wisconsin. The distribution center's in Minnesota. However, depending on how the post office wants to act, it could either come the direct route or they do the roundabout route. This actually got to Milwaukee on Saturday. Actually, Friday night, Saturday morning, and I was hoping I'd get it Saturday in the post, but it came this afternoon, which is Monday. But this is just a quick highlight. I do this on my cell phone, so I'm actually holding it, the phone in one hand and holding the books in another hand, so it's hard for me to open up the plastic wrap when I'm holding my cell phone. But this is just kind of a quick video. I really love RuneQuest. I love the art. RuneQuest got started over 50 years ago, or Glorantha got started over 50 years ago. RuneQuest got started in, I believe, 1978. So it's 40 years old. It's one of the oldest RPGs. But if you're new to RuneQuest or Glorantha, the setting, there's a iPad game called the King of Dragon Pass. And Dragon Pass is where it's kind of the default setting for RuneQuest this time around. It's kind of where everything's happening. You got all these different cultures all interacting with each other, which creates drama, which allows players to get in and make decisions and experience different things. So if you're new to RuneQuest and you have an iPad, you could download the iPad game. I think it's $10. But King of Dragon Pass, it's a simulation / RPG. It's a great way to kind of start learning about the hobby, or not learning about the hobby, but learning about the setting. And for RuneQuest itself, there is a free introductory PDF on Chaosium's website. And Chaosium's coming out with a starter set for RuneQuest that's supposed to come out later this year. And that's going to kind of get people up and running. But it's really easy. It's simple, percentile-based system, so people who have never played RPGs understand in their gut level how it's supposed to work. And for new referees, the two adventures, one's called it's Apple Lane or Return to Apple Lane. They walk you through how to run the setting or the game. The other nice thing is once you pick up one basic role-playing system game, it's so much easier to move to a different setting that uses the same underlying engine, and you're already kind of on third base or second base when you start playing the game. So if you want to do horror, they've got Call of Cthulhu, and you kind of already know how the system works, so you and your players are going to be one step ahead. If you want to play Arthurian romance, they've got King Arthur Pendragon. They're coming out with a Charlemagne game. They're coming out with a Samurai game that uses all these are powered under the hood by the basic role-playing system. There are changes in each game, but it's the same core concept. So this is a quick video. I'm going to do some more, and kind of my approach to these videos for the RuneQuest is going to be, I'm a new RuneQuest player. And I may have played D&D 5th edition. I may have played, 3rd edition, other games, but I'm coming to RuneQuest, how do I get started? What sort of adventures can my players participate in? I'm not going to use to say what sort of stories can we tell, because I don't believe RPGs are great at telling stories. What I think RPGs are great at is having adventures and making decisions. And when players are making choices and having decisions made and having adventures, that's how stories get told. I think if you're playing an RPG to tell a story, you should stop and just write the story you want to tell. But I think if you're playing RPGs to have a fun time, to play a game, and where players can make decisions and impact the game and change what's going to happen, and you never know what decision is going to lead to what door and what's behind that door, that's how stories get told. And RuneQuest and Glorantha are really great at helping you out with that. So that's the quick video. Hopefully this wasn't too bad. I'm not a YouTube pro like a lot of other people, but I'm excited that this came today. And I hate the way that my voice sounds on camera, so I will never watch this video. But leave a comment and I'll answer the comments. But you get to play a duck. That's how cool the setting is. But try something other than 5th edition. That's my one message. 5th edition is fine. It's great. A lot of people, most people I feel like got started playing role-playing games by some level of D&D, whether it be original D&D, AD&D, 2nd edition, 3rd edition, 4th edition, 5th edition. It's great. But I don't want 5e to be like World of Warcraft, where people came in, tons of people played 5th edition, and when they were done playing D&D, they left the hobby. I want folks to try new games, because you never know what you're going to like, and then the rest of the hobby can grow and get bigger, and more people can play, which means it's going to be easier to find games, and more games are going to get made, and we're going to get better games, because as the hobby grows, there's more money to pump back into the quality of the products. So that's kind of my mission from now on, is just to get people who play 5th edition, try something new. Anyway, thanks for watching.